So then, what are my thoughts on the curse at Alton Manor? Totally original video idea, I know. It's not like people were uploading videos on this weeks ago, but oh well. So then first up, a disclaimer. I have to say, in this video, I've tried to structure the points I make in very much a broad sense, so that I'm not ruining specific details. But I do say things about the interaction that I enjoy in a very broad sense. So as an example, this isn't one of the points. Very odd, I know, but like I'll say something like, oh, I really liked the gift shop. So I try to keep it very broad, not specific, so I don't ruin it. But if you don't want any spoilers at all about this attraction, I recommend that you click off, just because if you want to go in there without any aspect of the ride ruined, please do click off, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Now, in terms of my review of this ride, I'm going to put it into sections because it's easier to follow. So then, first up, the queuing experience. Obviously not going to ruin specific aspects, but it is a vast improvement on Jewel. They've improved a lot of things in the queue line. I know a very small percentage of it's indoors, but even in terms of the little things while you're queuing outside, very impressive, I have to say. That is a vast improvement. In terms of the ride system itself, obviously, same ride cars, no blasters anymore. That's fine with me. And I have to say, I am very impressed with what they have done. Now, I do have to say, my friend mentioned to me, because obviously he's not an enthusiast, it's something never really crossed my mind of, I was already following the story of what was happening with the refurbishment of Jewel from the teasers and everything, speculating on YouTube right from the beginning, whereas he didn't really know about it. And he said that until I told him about obviously the storyline that was being teased with Emily Alton and why she was in the house and what was going on, it made a lot more sense. But originally he understood. He was like, well, there's a little girl who's trying to kill us, I think. Which I guess makes sense. If you don't know the storyline before you go on the attraction, I guess it could be quite difficult to follow. He did say after he understood the storyline a little bit better, he found that it was actually quite story-led. But I do have to say, he has got a point. If you haven't heard about anything of what's going on with that theme before going on, it does just seem like there's this girl who's trying to kill you while you're going around her house. But yeah, I do have to say, if you know about the basic storyline before going on, it is very good. It is very much, she's leading you through the house, and I do believe that if you know that, it actually is a very story-led experience, in that it's not just one jump scare, another jump scare just thrown into a ride. It is very much story-led, so it seems like it flows from room to room to room. The scares themselves, I wouldn't say are ridiculously intense, but it's difficult to say because fear is subjective. But I found, so they're very much jump scares, but if you're with your family and you're going with younger kids and stuff, I would just like to point out that there are jump scares in it, and it is a ghost train. It's meant to be a horror attraction. It isn't in detail, like, it isn't a very intense horror attraction, but they do have jump scares in it. Obviously, it's a ghost train, so please do be aware of that. I did take my younger sister on it, who I was very worried that I would be the worst big brother for taking her on a ghost train and being incredibly evil, but she actually really enjoyed it, which was good. She said it was really good fun. She did find a few of the jump scares quite intense, and yeah, I could tell that she was getting a little bit scared at points, but she really enjoyed it. So it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? So then, yes, so the ride system itself, vast improvement. I'm not going to talk about specific details. As I said, I don't want to ruin it for people. I have to say, I did ride it twice when I visited. The first ride was by far the most impressive, as it always is with these sort of attractions, because the element of not knowing what's coming is in many ways the impressive part of a ride. When you don't know what's coming next and there's a massive theming piece to look at, it's more impressive. But I have to say, I like to look at an attraction when I'm not sure on what my opinion is and compare it with what used to be there, because a way to see if something's made the park better or added to the lineup in a good way is to see what used to be there. So obviously you used to have Jewel, which was getting very lackluster. A lot of the things weren't working. It wasn't really a horror attraction because you were focusing on shooting targets, and this is a vast improvement. I have to say, I'm very impressed with what it's done for Alton Towers. They have not done a bad job on this attraction at all. I heard people being quite critical of it because of things like, they'll be like, oh, it doesn't compare to this incredible, ridiculously high budget dark ride, which this wasn't going to be. It was a retheme of Jewel, and it has added to the lineup incredibly. So yes, I do have to say, I am very impressed with what they've done. Please do put what you think about this attraction in the comments. I'd love to see it. I hope I haven't gone into details that spoil it. I hope. I've probably rambled and spoiled some really big details here. Sorry if I have, by the way. So yeah, please do put your opinions on this ride in the comments. It would be great to see them. Share what you think. Tell me if you think there were some aspects of it that I've missed that you were impressed with, or something that you thought that they need to improve on the attraction that I've missed. I'd love to see it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.